Salve, salve galerinha, chegamos ao último jogo do dia entre PSG TALON e Mad Lions. É outro jogo que, tipo assim, é a disputa pelo primeiro lugar e pode ser um jogo divertido. Pode ser um jogo bem divertido. Agora os bans vão ficar interessantes, porque... exatamente, quer dizer, vai ser Morgana por Rumble. Ou alguém vai mostrar... Ou alguém vai mostrar que tem um counter pick. Será?
Mad taking their time here. They're not really in any rush to lock in Morgana. They could wait till pick 3 if there's other priority picks they want to prioritize.
Yeah, and something both these teams might run is AP jungle, double AD solo laner. Renekton being banned, maybe Nara's kind of high priority now. The Lucian again with the Morgana jungle. Maybe they just want to do double AD solo laners and pick their jungler on 3, which could be an option. Or pick the Morgana, play it safe, pick your top laner on 3 perhaps, and just go full AD. Bot lanes go to 4-5. This could be what we could see in this draft.
You could go Lucian Tristana here and deny the 2 premier AD mid laners.
Drafting King Dracos.
I'm just saying it's an option.
We'll see if they do that.
I don't know enough about that to say if that's a good decision, but Tristana is still very impressive. Instead, they're going to go for the Kai'Sa, though.
That's kind of odd, because Karsi's been playing mostly Tristana this MSI, so they're going to first rotate the Kai'Sa away. We'll have to see how PSG respond. Maybe
vão deixar o Dogo jogar de Tristana? É isso mesmo?
Tristana himself, there it is. But I think they're denying the Kai'Sa from Dogo. He has 2 games on Kai'Sa as well. I think they're maybe just denying it.
Com o Trash banido, o pique padrão pra ele seria esse.
Their support on 3 then, something like a Nautilus or a Rel or a Leona, those kind of things on 3 you'd expect. But then leaving your jungle to 4-5 is risky. So Morgana's still up. We'll have to see how Mad Lions want to draft around that. But the Tristana's picked up for PSG, flex to mid AD.
No surprises there, as you already noted. Obviously have the time to take that flex. They could take it away depending on what they opt to lock in here, but I like the Leona paired alongside it. Very aggressive bot lane is now set up. Also the freedom to ban away supports in the second phase, assuming that Mad don't lock theirs here. But if Mad, of course, opt not or opt to lock a support here, they will most likely give up the Morgana jungle, so we're expecting...
Meu Deus, que dente amarelo, cara.
You expect Morgana on 3, but they could match support here and go for Nautilus. That would make a lot of sense as well. He could also go for Nara and ban out some more top laners to try to target that. The Tristana is still a flex, but El Yoyo going 4-5 wouldn't be the first time. He has got Olaf, he has got Volibear, even Udyr, Morgana. There's lots of junglers up for him, but I think with Lucian mid, something like...
Cara, acho que a Morgana exatamente, teria que ser a Morgana.
So now PSG can ban away supports. Maybe things like Nautilus Rel they want to take away. And I think Mad Lions might want to target the top lane pool because Tristana's a flex, it's a bit difficult to hit that. Maybe pick top lane on 4 and ban away 2.
And I think it has to be so tough for both these teams to draft knowing that they're already through to the next stage, because on the one hand you want to win decisively, but
eu acho que eles não querem mostrar muita coisa para a próxima fase, sabe? Que esses dois times vão se enfrentar mais 2 vezes.
Making sure your players are comfortable for the next stage, making sure that they can find wins when they need to, showing the best performance you can, but it is not about revealing strategies. This is not a do or die match, and that puts kind of a weird spin on picks and bans, as we now see the Victor banned away. Maybe another control mage could come out and follow, trying to make sure that the AP options in the mid lane are limited.
Yeah, it's a tricky subject, because the game itself doesn't matter, but winning the game gives you a good ego and confidence boost. So, is it a trade-off of showing too much? Or is it just a trade-off of let's get the best practice possible and just show up and maybe just have the confidence coming into group stage? Looks like both these teams want to win. Looking at the drafts, as we see, like you said, Victor banned away, Wukong from Armwood's going to be banned away. Maybe they want to invest in a Nar ban as well, but it looks like Mad Lions think that Tristana's going bot, which makes sense.
Será que a gente vai ver esse Rumble em lane ao invés de jungle? Eu não sei, eu duvido, mas vai que, né?
Scared of the Nocturne Rumble comp. I think something RNG ran that, I think day 1 or day 2 of MSI. Looks very powerful, especially against things like Jinx, so they want to make sure they shut that combo down.
And in general, those 2 champions just so obnoxious together because the team communication just goes to hell in a handbasket the second the Nocturne ultimate comes out. When you throw an equalizer across the team too, your communication has to be flawless or you will be dissected in the following fight. But now the Alistar are going to be the final ban away here.
I think Mad Lions should just last pick top there unless they want to pick Nara on 4, but I think if they do that, Hanabi can just play his Jace into Nara, good matchup for him, so I think blinding that might be a bit risky, and then just leaving top lane to last pick. But we're looking at support. We still got Nautilus and Rel open, best kind of pairings with Kai'Sa, engage supports is what she needs, but we'll see how Mad Lions, obviously they're talking to see what they want to do here. Do they want to go for support on top? PSG will respond quite quickly, but they're going to pick away the Jace. So we expected Mad to pick Nar, and then PSG to pick away the Jace, get a counter matchup. And if they went for something like the Nautilus, then maybe they were scared of the Nar being taken away or something like this. So we'll just pre-pick Jace in hopes that they are forced onto a Nar, and then they just have a winning top matchup by default. So smart read there from Mad Lions.
Eles podem pegar uma Camille, eles podem pegar alguma coisa diferente, mas é difícil ainda assim, o Jace tá muito forte. Ok.
Against Maple Cinder. Of course, Humanoid very much got the better of Tinones in the previous game that he played, but Maple, a bit of a different beast. This man expecting to go much more even, I think, in Humanoid and lane.
Yeah, we'll have to see how Hanabi responds. He was hovering the Gnar. He could go for something tanky, like an Ornn or a Shen or something like this. Sion, we haven't really seen too much of that. But
será? Eu gosto. Camille, melhor, melhor ainda, melhor ainda, melhor ainda. É perfeito. O Sion absorve a pressão do Jace, ele vai tomar dano, mas ele é um tanque, ele vai ficar de boa. Se você ganka o Sion, você não ganha coisa suficiente. É, meu amigo.
If you do not Giga feed in this lane, you are going to be unkillable. There is almost no magic damage present on this team. Carzzy has an option. He can go for Nashers. He can be a bit of a split magic damage source, but Morgana does not have the damage to get through a Sion as the sole source of magic.
Por que a Rell é preterida nessa situação? Porque a composição da Mad Lions ela não é uma composição de teamfight. Ela não tem elementos de dano em área, não é o foco deles. O foco deles é skirmish, é luta 2v2, 3v3 toda hora. Então, o Nautilus é melhor para esse tipo de luta do que a Rell, porque a Rell ela é para teamfight, a Rell ela vai entrar para alguém combar com área, que é muito o caso da PSG. Então a PSG tem o Sion, tem uma Leona, tem um Rumble, a própria Syndra e a Tristana dão dano em área, sabe? Mas elas têm 3 grandes ultimates de dano em área que são muito fortes, sabe?
5v5s though are going to be truly terrifying. Similar story to the previous game, Mad Lions fell behind a bit up against Pain, but they were managed to bring it back in 2 back-to-back incredibly decisive team fights. A few picks as well helped them out on their way. We'll see what the levels look like in this game. The first time these teams played, it was an absolute slaughter in the favor of Mad Lions, but we've seen PSG TALON have leveled up over the course of this tournament. They've got an AD carry that hasn't played with their team for the entire season, but he's getting more and more equipped, I think, to deal in this team environment. He has been looking better and better. So can Mad Lions find the same easy win they did last time with an incredibly dominant early game composition, or will they be tested this time by PSG TALON?
But the one game Mad Lions lost the early game, they won the mid game. So maybe that's a good sign for them. If they fall behind, they should be able to bring it back. But what you're looking at in this game is, can Mad Lions solo lanes get ahead with the push that they have, or can PSG force fights and get the team fights rolling?
Será que vai ter alguma sujeira nível 1?
Now, last time we saw Mad on the Rift just joining us, was just a few hours ago. Pain spot out.
Aparentemente nenhum dos times vai fazer sujeira nível 1. É isso.
Aggressive level 1 from Mad Lions, invading, looking to shut down the Morgana. Now, admittedly, they are the ones with the Morgana this time around. And they've actually adapted. They've taken away a similar strategy that we saw from Pain. The Raptors adaptation, something that Kaiser, I think, very deliberately called out in his interview, we're now seeing coming in from El Yo-Yo.
Yeah, and Kaiser doesn't have the sweeper, so I wouldn't expect a late invade from Mad Lions. Funny enough, PSG have Sion, Tristana, really good champions to look for a level 1 lane swap, but I think Armut ran forwards there in order to check where Sion was to make sure they weren't lane swapping.
Eles não vão fazer o tease de... Não fizeram o tease do Sion. Foi uma tática da Cloud9 no final do... Na final da LCS.
Be honest here, he doesn't really get to lane against the Lucian a whole lot, so having better summoner spells for the team fight certainly going to feel much more important than having a grasp in the lane phase.
Definitely can't proc the grasp, just go for spellbook. And if Armut walks up here for some information, he could get chunked out.
Opa!
Smartly checks the bush, and he won't get chunked out too hard. Get some information for his team. That River
pegaram a informação óbvia de que o River estaria no top, beleza.
Botlane will show, and just gives a little bit more information to Mad. They know where the enemy jungler is. But PSG don't really know where Elioya is. They expect him to start on blue buff, I suppose.
A defesa da PSG da Mad Lions foi muito boa no começo do jogo.
Camps, you get the cooldown reduction that much quicker on the tormented soil, so not a bad look. Rumble going to be able to match though pretty easily here when it comes to early clear speed. A lot of these lanes, and it's interesting because in the previous game we saw 2 teams completely unleashed, playing without fear, playing without any kind of remorse. But already in this game, I feel like a little bit more hesitancy, a little bit more caution.
Yeah, and both teams playing to opposite sides. Elioya's going to get Armut ahead, and River's going to play bot side with this weak side Sion top lane.
And of course, if you're interested, you can share your opinions, cheers, and well wishes.
O Hanabi nem pra acertar skill.
Chance for your tweets to be featured on the broadcast. What do you got to say about this game, friends at home? What are your thoughts?
Let us know.
Right now, I think getting level 2 early on is kind of expected. Just on a very, very impressive level 1.
Yep.
I think probably going to be a bit of a different story once there's a few more levels on both sides. Could be a little bit more even, especially if Kaiser does manage to thread the needle there on the Nautilus hook.
Yeah, because their jungle started bot side, they kind of have to give up the push. Ooh, River was probably doing 2 camps at the same time. They're looking at the red buff's buffer sign. It's really low. It's trading really aggressively mid, but yeah, you expect top to get the push because jungle's pathing top. You expect bot to get the push because jungle's pathing bot in the enemy team. So both junglers full clearing. Elyoya wants to base soon perhaps to get his boots with the Predator, and maybe they want to try to punish top side. Now, I will admit Mad Lions
Aquela gangorra da pressão, tá bem padrão.
Robot did manage to win the 2v1, but this time around they have a really easy to execute dive. If the binding hits, it should just be a clean one-shot, and Mad Lions bot lane will be a little bit of a weak side here.
No. Most certainly. And of course, an interesting position for the entire team in terms on the side of PSG in terms of defensive itemization, because you are looking at a Nautilus as well as a Morgana. So Merc treads feel good, but then you see the triple, obviously, AD threats, and you really feel like you're forced into those plated steel caps. See what the option is here.
Hanabi took a bad trade there. Elyoya was looking for it as Kaiser looks for a hook on the bot side. I saw Hanabi's HP. I thought Elyoya might want to look for some kind of dive with Armwood pushing in the way, but no, drops a ward on the respawn Gromp to get information as to where River is. He's going to base and pick up those boots.
Clean knockback there, making sure the channeled Q can't come out. Armato does not want to overcommit.
Lembrando que o Armut tá sem mana, né? Então ele não pode dar esse dive aí.
Both of them going to base and TB back. You'd expect Humanoid also basing and TBing back. Maple trying to save
Eita!
Good input buffer on the auto attack. Very hard to pull that off.
Não conseguiu dar auto-ataque.
Almost get the kill, but I think all TPs in the game are going to be used here. You'd expect, as Armwood still hasn't based, but he probably will do soon. And both junglers going to their second clear. So not much action in this early game. Both junglers not really looking for a gank, just clearing, basing, keeping up their clear speed tempo. Elyoya slightly ahead. Expect Mad Lions bot lane to base here as well. Almost a kill onto Doggo, but the good buffer on the jump. And Kaiwing might want to freeze his waves. That forces Kaiser to stay. Maybe if he drops a hook on him, Kaiwing will have to force to be run away.
X-Flash, just fighting him in the wave. This is going to be some decent damage, but he's also stopping Karzi's back, so if they don't get a kill here, this is actually a pretty big cost to them overall.
Yeah, they lose a lot of time here. Elyoya might have to path down to make sure they're covered on this push out. They know that River's topside though, so they don't have to be too scared, and they are in the end going to crash the wave, and they're going to base as Elyoya ahead in the clear with the mid push is going to take away.
Tudo isso para tentar impedir o freeze, né? De certo modo deu certo.
Elyoya spotted out River. He knew that he was further ahead and clear than him, and he could take his second respawn.
Overall, strong early game for the Mad Lions. CS advantages in the top, kind of as expected. Lucian with a small lead in mid lane.
Nível 6 pode dar coisa nesse mid, hein?
But still pulling ahead.
Yeah, this Jace needs to get a little bit more ahead than he currently is to start winning out on the side lane enough to give them the pressure to stop the Scion from being up to base and look for engages. Humanoid might face check River here though.
Humanoid taking a lot of damage, but still playing pretty confident. Stepping forward to the auto attack there feels bold, but of course the Black Shield's in the area against all these magic damage champions. But Elyoya waiting on vision. The flash in, no chance to Black Shield. The immediate chain CC, it's flawless execution.
Ah, eles não sabiam que tava na ward.
Flash to the wall, he's gonna grab first blood. River on the run. No one has dropped from the side of PSG. Kaiwing gonna be the sacrifice here, but Humanoid has no mana to follow up. All of PSG outside of Kaiwing is gonna make it away, and Kaiwing
Nossa, boa X.
It's too clean from the PSG mid laner.
Oh, you could see what Humanoid was trying to do, kind of off screen. He was trying to hit the creeps to level up. He did. He got the culling. But the execution from Maple was clean when Humanoid flashed forwards, just had enough mana to get the knockback with the Q. Takes him down in the 1v1. It was going to be a 1-for-1. Armwood almost found River there. That could have been a kill for him. But in the end, this ward was such an
eles estavam na ward ali. E aí, ele não conseguiu dar o escudo. E a Syndra, beleza. Só que olha a grande merda. Tipo, se era pra punir o Humanoid. E aí o que acontece? Matou, pegou o nível 6. E aí ele foi pular e voltou E. Nossa.
Oh, look at that. That's a smile. You know exactly, they know how well they played that. That was clean.
Aquele ali era o River, tá?
One moment opportunity. That was definitely a play where a single misclick would have turned it in the favor of Mad Lions, but PSG managed to come out on top.
Yeah, and all the numbers were committed there. 4 people on the bot side of the map for this Dragon. I think both teams wanted to start it, or at least contest for some kind of vision. Mad Lions right now have a lot of vision on the map. You can see their pink wards, 3 of them. 1 in the top side brush, and 2 on the bot side of the map on the entrance red. And on the the entrance blue. So a little bit of control from Mad Lions. Maybe they want to start up the Dragon soon. But Rumble level 6, Syndra level 6, there's a lot of burst to work with.
É, a Mad Lions ainda tem muita vantagem de ouro, de farm no caso, né? Top, jungle e mid. Mas ainda não é fácil para eles lutarem essas coisas.
Not quite able to ignore Jace at this stage of the game, but certainly feeling very good.
And that's the thing about Jace. He's not very good in grouped up fights unless he has space to work with. But against things like Sion, Syndra, Leona, Rumble, it's going to be really hard for Armut to
propósito, essa composição da PSG, ela é muito PSG. Ela é muito o padrão de jogo deles na liga. Tipo, a laning phase deles não é maravilhosa, em compensação...
Really good macro play here from PSG. Now Armut was freezing top for the last 30 seconds. Hanabi runs up there, and because the wave's frozen on his side, that means PSG have push in top, and they can start up this Herald. 3 pink wards all across the river, and you can see PSG's bot lane. We're hovering around mid in case Mad Lions maybe want to try contested. Now they go back bot. They know it's secured. Really good topside vision, and that's a really good pickup for PSG. No Dragon response just yet from Mad Lions. I think Elyoya is.
Mad Lions simplesmente agora. Eu acho que a Mad Lions não vai nem conseguir fazer esse dragão, a não sei que a PSG give ele. E é um jogo que não vai ser alma infernal, né? Já sabemos disso também. Ah, a PSG não vai contestar. Tá bom.
River based and ran from base to bot side, so he wants to contest the bot side map, maybe pick up his red, get level 7. Try to find a window to pop this Herald. Humanoid no flash. If Hanabi can move down the river, maybe River can group
Eles vão fazer uma play no bot agora. Provavelmente eles vão levar a torre do bot e mover essa Tristana com essa Leona para outra fase, para outro lugar do mapa. E trazer o Sion pro bot. Meu amigo, solado pelo Sion. Ele não viu o Sion de livrinho.
Yeah, big blunder from Armut.
And everyone on the US has seen that one before.
A PSG tá pronta pra essa luta, hein?
Coming on top here. Kaiwing just hit 6.
Kaiser has to be careful. That's going to be Equalizer across 3 members of the team. The Equalizer
huge ult!
Follow-up. CC is there. Carzzy now running for his life. Here comes Humanoid on the backside, though, but it's Maple in the midst of everybody. He's going to finish off Carzzy. No, Kaiser getting out there just barely. Carzzy, rather, with the ultimate, but Doggo now on the chase. Binding goes wide. Doggo now hunting. Doggo looking for more. PSG Maple off to the side. Can he find a follow-up stun? Ulti goes in onto Elyoya, but no one else is there to do
Eles
damage.
deixaram a Kai'Sa sair vazada. O Doggo não focou a Kai'Sa, que loucura.
It's going to get a little bit melted here. I don't think they're going to lose the entire tower, but that's going to be a lot of plates across the PSG.
Plates getting split across the team. But overall, PSG starting to pull ahead 1,000 in their favor.
Eu não sei porque na minha tela eu olhei para aqueles 5 na torre do bot e eu tinha visto um 3.
They net themselves a kill. They get a lot of plates into bot side as well. And the Mad Lions bot lane lose their flashes. So the next time an engage comes in from PSG, it's going to be very difficult for them to get away from things like the Equalizer. But we'll look at this again. Kaiwing level 5. I think Kaiser hooks in here because he hits level 6. But as he hooks, I wonder if Kaiwing's the one that levels up from that creep. Yes, it does die. And then watch, Mad Lions try to run away from the Equalizer, and then the Leona ult doesn't catch Carzzy. But it's such a big slow as well. Elyoya is forced to black shield himself, and PSG...
Era ele ir pro outro lado ali. Ah, eles não tinham visão. Tá bom.
1-for-1 doesn't feel too bad. Of course, as the play goes on, you can see very tense exchange. Ultimately, though, it is pressure in favor of PSG. While it wasn't even 1-for-1, the plate's going in their favor. Ooh, now Kaiwing waiting in the darkness here.
I wonder if he was spotted out. Maybe that's why he's backing off. But Armut no flash. If he walked up there, he would have died.
Ooh, and the free boots have come through now too from Hanabi.
Yeah, he's having a good time up here. He's only down around 10 CS, but he got a solo kill, so he's definitely heading goal of Armut. Hasn't lost any plates on his tower either, so both junglers focusing towards the bot side of the map, and the Jace hasn't really netted a big lead to make it meaningful in any sense, so we'll have to see if Armut can get himself ahead a little bit more as Mad Lions continue to play bot side. 2 minutes on the Dragon, Maple no flash. Maybe Kaiser's looking for a pick here.
Waiting in the darkness. This brush has been warded before. Do they know Maple's in the area? Maple warded out. It's going to be the immediate calling for the follow-up. That's the CC, the Equalizer laid down on the backside.
Beleza.
Continuing to step forward. Humanoid off to the side. Quick dash in. A double tap. Doggo's you set off to the side. River's going to do a lot of
Errar o
damage.
timing,
Humanoid, if he can
errou o
get in close,
timing.
they're trying to burn him down. Doggo leaping over the wall, but is going to back away.
Good play from Mad Lions. Now Carzzy can push in bot and start getting playthings. Doggo
Mas
has
um
to run
ótimo
down
pick-off
there.
da Mad,
Yo-Yo
tiraram
knows
o
that, so
0
he's
do
running
placar do
bot side as well.
Maple.
Maybe they can zone away Doggo
Só
from
que a
this wave
kill
and get
foi
themselves
pro
more of a gold
Nautilus.
advantage than
É
just
isso
a kill.
mesmo?
Mad
Mano, é
Lions
sério
going
que a
down.
Mad Lions não pegou uma
Doing
kill
away
nos
would be
carries?
important. For now, it's just going to be the single plate.
Não só a
Solely
Kai'Sa que
into
pegou
the
aquela
back
kill,
part
mas
of Carzzy, though.
agora...
That's going to be important. Now the
Eita
follow-up, the
porra.
creep is there, and we'll body block that binding happily.
Yeah, and Carzzy has a Q upgrade, so he can clear the wave quite quickly. The binding doesn't connect. The wave was in the
Ah, já
way, so
sabemos
just
que
to
não
go
vai
for
ser
Mad
uma
Lions
das
with a
duas
really
melhores
important
almas do
kill
jogo.
onto Maple, which was a shutdown.
Ou vai ser das
Humanoid picking
nuvens,
that
ou
up.
vai ser...
Humanoid a little bit.
É...
See this again? I think they knew he walked into this bush.
Ou
Maybe
vai ser da
that
montanha.
Pink insta ult comes out. He gets picked off. I think Kaiser gets the kill though, so that's really unfortunate for the shutdown.
Isso foi
Rivers
muito
forced the
ruim.
flash, and a winning play for Mad Lions.
Se fosse
Humanoid
pro
also
Lucian
loses
ou
flash in
até
this
pra
exchange.
Morgana tava bom.
Carzzy is also a big winner from this, pushing out bot wave
Agora
again.
ele tinha que dar o quê?
Most certainly.
Deu
Kai'Sa
segundinho
giving him his flash
depois.
as well as his stopwatch could be disastrous in the fights to come, but shouldn't hurt too badly overall.
Acredito que nem chegou a ser um segundo, foi tipo 0.7 segundos antes do que ele devia.
1,000 gold lead now to Mad Lions.
So the biggest worry I have is Armwit's level 9, Hanabi's level 10, and Hanabi's getting the top push now. That's really difficult for Mad Lions, especially when you're playing a Jace who can't push and get plates on an isolated
Opa.
lane. River no flash though.
They're potentially going
Morgana
to get
também não
locked
tem
up here.
ult,
Does
mas
have
o
the
River tá
equalizer,
morto.
they're not even going to use it.
Bem
Quick
jogado.
kill coming in for the side of Mad.
Yeah, big mistake there from River. Gives a kill over to Mad Lions, but
A
again,
ward
goes to
defensiva
Kaiser.
consegue uma jogada
Pushed it there,
ultra
but Humanoid
ofensiva
get the
pra
gale
Mad,
force.
incrível,
Carzzy
muito
probably
bom.
has mythic item in base as well. And Mad Lions mid bot side is winning out. PSG getting caught off one by one in this early game.
Ooh, Cadril. Final game, we weren't sure what form of both these teams were going to see. We weren't sure what kind of game it was going to be, but it is definitely all out from both sides. Big test, though. Hanabi proving that he can weather the storm. Arma now finishing that item. It's going to be good to have the Eclipse. Is it going to be enough for him to start winning out on this matchup? Because losing out, dying in the 1v1 is rough. Because Sion is certainly going to reliably offer more in the team fights. So it's on Arma now to make up that difference.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but this winning mid bot side for Mad Lions kills them a second dragon. So
É pouca
will be a
diferença
bounce
de
on
ouro no
Cloud, not
top,
the
sabe?
greatest
Não é uma
of
grande coisa, mas é um
It's gonna be a
tanque.
bounce. Not much frontline for Mad
Então,
Lions,
tipo,
but the gold will benefit
enquanto
from
o
a good
Jace
shield
tem que
to
arranjar um
burst
posicionamento de
as well, so they can get
flanco,
that soul that'll definitely
se
help
escapar das wards,
game.
distribuir
Two
dano
dragons
nos
to go
alvos
for them.
certos, saber o momento de entrar para que ele não seja retirado, etc e tal.
Feels like Mad Lions
O
have to
Sion
get
só
bot
tem
push,
que
but
entrar e
Carzzy's the
botar a
base
cara,
team.
sabe?
Armut and
E
Navi
ser
have TP,
focado.
still up in
Então,
XP on Armut.
e ainda
Armut
mais com
has
essa
to
alma
push.
das
Armut has no
montanhas.
vision
Nossa,
to
o
work
dragão
with
da
on the top
montanha
side.
é
Just
todo
one
sonho que
Check,
o
but he
Sion
has no
quer.
vision to work with, and he's been solo killed, so it's really hard for him to pressure this top
Mad
tower.
Lions precisa conseguir
PSG
contestar
might
esses
get themselves a bot
dragões.
tier 1 here.
Ela não pode deixar a PSG pegar dragões de volta. Ainda mais se o jogo demorar. Se o jogo demorar e você tiver 4 dragões e forem 4 dragões das montanhas e a PSG consiga contestar e pegar esses dragões, ferrou. Porque um Sion com 4 dragões das montanhas, meu amigo, você vai ter um bicho com 400 de arma, sei lá, vai ser brutal. Sem contar o tamanho do escudo da criança, né?
Probably gonna give that blue buff over to Maple, you'd expect, but Mad Lions giving up bot tier 1 to secure this Herald. Bot tier 1 was bound to die, but PSG are around, the TP's coming in. It looks like they do want to contest it. Carzzy's bot and Doggo's on the way. Mad Lions might have to back off here.
They split the team. They're trying to reset the Herald. The Herald will not reset. This is disaster.
Eles estão sem ADC, já era.
Too important, but when you leash it for your ally, it's an easy pickup for PSG. They
Nossa,
lost nothing
mãe
and
do
get the
céu.
Herald in return.
Maybe they can cross map here though. Humanoid pushed in mid. Maybe he can push in this mid wave. Maybe he can get the tier 1. I doubt it. And then he can move towards bot and they can focus on
What?
bot tier 1 as Humanoid's going aggressive. Culling goes wide though.
Culling goes wide. Gale Force, it looks like it just runs him into the wall. So a bit of damage on the Kai Wing, a bit more priority in the mid lane. Allows them to take the tower. In the meantime, that is going to be big, but they're going to have to contest with the Herald of PSG in a few moments.
This is a good move from Carzzy. Moves towards mid, so his jungle support can cover top. They don't want Armor to get dove. They don't have the information to deal with it. They want to make sure this Jace can get to the mid game at least slightly ahead.
Send it.
Nexar, send it Lions. Send it Lions.
Okay, got him.
Got him. you gotta read it out completely. We aren't gonna do our boys of Horizon like that, you know?
Meu Deus do céu.
They want the whole tweet, they get the whole tweet!
Meu Deus.
But yeah, looking at the game state, looks like Doggo swapped towards the top side. Let's focus on his top tier 1. Hanabi has Ghost on Sion and should have some bot push, but the good thing for Mad Lions here is they have mid wave. They have the mid tower, and if they can push it in deep, they should be able to control the sides first. But as I say that, PSG get the wave in, Carzzy needs the base, and they can run towards the top side. Armor
Nada demais nesse jogo agora.
He's gonna have to give up this
Novamente, vai ser joguinho de paciência, a não ser que alguém cometa algum erro. Esse River tá meio que... Ah, droga. Ele conseguiu já.
Small thing to note, River still has Herald. They stole it away from Mad Lions under their nose by forcing them to back off. So if they get this
Eu
top
tô
tier
com a
one, they
impressão
can
de que
move
o
mid.
Yoya, ele vai fazer Liandry, eu acho, né?
Is the weak
Mas
side. Humanoid should win out, but I say that, but Hanabi is
Liandry é
so
muito
tanky.
bom pra quebrar esse Sion,
Incredibly
inclusive.
Humanoid, of course, not opting for anything besides the Gale Force, not going for the Kraken Slayer here, so won't just be able to absolutely win out on the 1v1. Over time, maybe he can get it done, but for now,
E
again,
com
it's
esses
another
itens,
arrow
eu
that
acho que o
looks like
Sion
Tensions
solaria
over
o
to
Lucian ainda,
Doggo,
tá?
really focusing him in terms of
Hã?
gold, but Karzi's waiting over the wall. Kaiwing potentially in trouble. Massive isolated damage coming in from the Kaisa. The ulti hits, but it's already been black shielded, and now they can just collapse. River taken
Nossa,
down. It's
dano.
clean, it's decisive. Mad Lions find the picks.
Really good picks for Mad Lions. They're just walking up too far. PSG
Muito
after
bom,
getting
muito
the
bom.
tower. They were sticking around. I'm not really sure what for. Maybe they wanted to look for some kind of deep vision. Kaiser punishes it. Karzi
Humanoid
was
tem que
around.
sair dali.
So much burst from this Kaisa onto the Leona, and River falls shortly after. Not very tanky with the current items, so they get shredded by Karzi, who's 2-0-3. Really strong on this Kaisa. And Mad Lions still have the mid push. Maple needs to be careful here. He
Opa.
might have to flash away.
Maple, what's he gonna do? Playing this one slow.
Forçaram o
TP
TP do
now
Sion.
used. Humanoid has to respect. Gale Force out, Black Shield.
That's a good force though. TP out of top. And what do they lose for it? Nothing. So Mad Lions can base. Net positive for them. And we'll see if PSG want to force something here with this TP. They have some tempo on the map. Maybe they want to try to take some vision.
Mas é 1 minuto ainda pro dragão, ainda falta muito.
Ooh, and Cadril again. Tension's high in the final game of the day, the final game of this group. Both these teams are making it out. If you're just joining us, this is simply a battle for who will make it out first. Doesn't impact the second stage, but obviously pride and performance on the line here prove that you are ready for the next stage.
Definitely does. And I wonder how much gold Karzi has. Doesn't have 2 items completed yet.
Opa,
whereas Doggo
nossa!
does. Sitting on 900, so he wouldn't be able to complete the collector, but it's all about the dragon. If Mad Lions get this, they're on dragon.
O problema é que, tirando o Sion, ninguém mais tanca esse Jace do mesmo jeito, sabe?
Have outs very big because it's an easy ulti from Karzi into the backside if a single piece of CC hits him or is able to find it. The void
E...
Really good poke from Mad Lions.
Lugares perigosos para se lutar contra um Rumble, hein?
So you'd expect them to be able to rush it down, but that TP's coming up in about 5 seconds, I think. So he can TP back to the fight if PSG want to take it. Humanoid has no culling. Karzi has the killer instinct coming up soon, but look at
TP.
Hanabi. He might want to look for an engage. They have to go soon or this dragon's going to get bursted down.
Maple off to the flank. Eyes on Hanabi's ult combined with River's ult. River only level 10. It's going to be a little bit rough, but maybe they can make it work. Here comes the ult in. Humanoid had the flash out from downtown, but the equalizer goes wide. The dragon's already gone down. Humanoid trying to find Maple, but he's almost one shot. Hanabi flashes in for the last auto, but in the meantime, his entire team is being decimated with the flashback over the wall. So far, it is a 1-for-1 in the fight. It is a
Karzi ainda tá free.
4v4, but it is Mad who've taken the dragons. It is Mad.
E é o terceiro dragão para Mad Lions. Para eles é muito importante negar esse dragão, é mais importante do que quase qualquer outra coisa no mapa.
Bindings coming across Mad Lions. They have the killer instinct.
Karzi into the mid, but he's immediately exhausted. He has to flash into safety. Hanabi with a clutch spellbook exhaust will make sure that River survives.
Mano, ele caiu no bait supremo do livrinho.
To work with though, but you can see the damage coming out of this Kaisa. Shreds through the Leona. Really good communication from both teams in the team fight. Lots of summoners blown, but Mad Lions get the objective. They're on Dragon Soul point. 4 minutes until that spawns. And you can see the problem that Mad Lions have in the fights because Hanabi is so tanky. I'm not sure if Karzi can burst him down that quickly. Still not got 2 items. As we take a look at this again, the TP from Maple.
E o Karzi não veio de Kraken? Ou é a Titana que tá de... Eu acho que eu tô olhando pra pessoa errada.
Just to buy time, otherwise Mad Lions could perhaps collapse behind Maple. So look at Kaiwing, he's just going in to prevent them from being able to collapse onto Maple. He does end up losing his life. Maybe he didn't need to do that, but doesn't want to let Maple get caught.
And in the new Axe Effect replay, ultimately Mad Lions were the team that came out on top. It's still a 1-for-1. Now you can see, in theory, how these team fights are going to get harder for Mad Lions as the game goes on. The Rumble Equalizer ultimately not very effective. If that lands, it could be a very different story. But that's also the power of Sion, folks. Look at that damage.
Most damage, most health, full tank, question mark.
Hack. 200.
Ele tá usando o hack. Tá usando o hack, tá dando muito dano, tancando muito. O cara tá fazendo tudo, bicho. Ô louco. Maior HP, maior dano. Que porra é essa? É isso.
You can see Hanabi has the bot lane push, doesn't have TP, that's why he keeps grouping with his team, because if Armut was to pull the trigger on a top TP ward and commit to a 5v4, Hanabi would have to ult up the river, so he'd get there late, and PSG want to push out these side waves so they can control mid, control the Baron vision, and control the map. Mad Lions gonna sweep out their vision, Hanabi needs to catch waves, that means Armut should have a turn to move around the map. But I think PSG have a lot more engaged than Mad Lions do. It's all down to the hook from Kaiser if he can find perhaps Doggo or
Cara, a PSG sempre faz esse tipo de composição. Como é que funciona? eles perdem a lane, eles podem perder assim uma luta ou duas. Eles são uma composição que um time que aprende muito, então provavelmente você pode ver que eles devem ver. A gente deve vê-los focar o Carzzy na próxima luta com tudo. Eles devem tacar até a pia da cozinha no Carzzy. E o mais importante também, tá? Esse time, ele é muito focado em lutas 5 contra 5. Você pode notar, ó, enquanto a Mad Lions tem 2 campeões que podem ficar side, eles podem abrir o jogo, inclusive eles deveriam abrir o jogo. Abrir o mapa, sabe? Lucian para um lado, Jace pro outro. Mas a PSG não tem essa mesma liberdade. O Sion numa side, ele só vai cleanar o wave, ele não é um cara que vai, oh meu Deus, levar a torre rápido, matar alguém que venha contra ele, etc. E a Syndra, por mais que ela tenha esse potencial de kill, ela é um campeão imóvel. Então pra ela não é bom avançar, porque ela não vai ter como recuar. Se ela avança e o cara fecha ela pelo lado, ela tomou um CC e morreu. Muito difícil. Ela pode até pensar, ah, mas eu levo alguém junto. Pô, beleza, mas de jeito ou de outro você vai morrer, você vai perder a pressão de push de uma Syndra pelo tempo que ele levar pra respawnar, né? Depende da fase do jogo.
PSG, a lot of them waiting in the darkness. Hanabi has the TP up and available, level 14, all armor, to the surprise of no one. If he can act as frontline for PSG in these team fights, if he can keep them away from his backline on the side of Mad Lions, they will absolutely win out. Hitting this Scion is the fastest way to lose a fight. But if Mad Lions with Humanoid on the Gale Force, with the incredible mobility that the Kai'Sa brings to the table, or finding a flank, if they manage to get into the backline,
e é certo, né? A Kai'Sa tá com a build para demolir tanque, ela precisava fazer um Lorde Dominique para fechar legal. Enquanto o Dogo tá fazendo com a build meio assassino, né? Com Gale Force, exatamente contra essa composição bem squishy da Mad Lions. Né? O único, entre muitas aspas, tanque é o Kaiser, né? Que tá de Nautilus. Mas ainda assim eu boto aspas e aspas bem colocadas, assim, sabe? Eles estão atrás de uma pink,
Good news for Mad Lions is that they've got the non-committal CC of the Morgana binding. They can throw it out and they can fish without having to commit too much. But the Dragon, it's been started. And this is it. Battle lines are drawn. Mad Lions win here. They get the Soul. Sets them up to take the next major objective as well. PSG, they cannot let that happen. Big Shock Blast goes wide. Solid start for PSG so far. Can't afford to let anyone get hit by the binding. A clean sidestep from Doggo, but he's in the pit.
Eles têm que desviar dos tiros, é isso.
Dragon, Hanabi waiting. All team now going in. Kaiser needs to be ready to body block, and he is. The entire team now following up. But that's a clean equalizer. Leona coming in for the follow-up as well. They've managed to take the Dragon. They've
pegaram o dragão, pegaram o objetivo que eles queriam. Beleza.
Do they want to keep the fight going? No. They got what they came for.
Opa, mid lane.
Playing through bot. They don't have any vision on this top side of the bot lane river. You can see all the
Cara, eles podem pegar.
They can't face check that vision. Let's go through bot. Good setup. Doggo really cocky.
Eles podem pegar T2 de mid.
The shock blast and the binding allows him to walk up.
Eles têm minion pra isso, eles têm dano pra isso.
Otherwise they're on a timer.
O Kai'Sa
and
não
Mad
ficou.
Lions might be able to finish the Drake. They do end up denying the soul point. Mad
Isso ainda tá sem ult, eles não iam chegar rápido, sabe? Não tem tempo de levar isso aí. Mas ele quer ganhar, eles querem garantir tempo, basicamente. Ao invés de dar dano à torre, eles querem garantir tempo, porque é tempo de retorno, é tempo de recall, é mais tempo no mapa. E aí eles capitalizam o que eles já farmaram, o que eles já fizeram nesse momento.
Baron is up, PSG are in a position to contest. The
E o
Kai'Sa,
Rumble ainda
as well
tem
as the
ult.
Morgana not having those flashes could mean everything.
Cara, eu acho que o foco da luta vai ser a Kai'Sa. Esse aqui é o grande negócio. O foco da luta deve ser a Kai'Sa. A Kai'Sa sem flash, sem purificar, vai ficar bem difícil.
I mean, Cadro, I think execution on the side of Mad has to be flawless. I think for PSG, as long as they wait for a good equalizer, they are going to have consistently good fights.
It's all about positioning, I think. It's all about positioning, it's all about poke. If Mad Lions can dodge away from the engage, they should be able to poke them out and chase them down with the amount of range champions. They have 4 range champions. JCS can go melee, but if PSG can get these melee champions on you, get the Syndra Sun, get the Leona in, get the Sion in, then Mad Lions can't really run away.
Very difficult. Hanabi very, very strong in this game. Obviously very far behind CS, but with all that armor, he is essentially unkillable. Someone bumped his health as well, coming in from the Sion passive. This man was made to frontline.
Yeah, it's all about mid waves. Both teams just want to keep the mid push, because if one team has more mid push than the other,
E ele conseguiu o primeiro dragão da montanha, hein, clã?
pushing the wave.
Lembra do que eu falei, se chegarem ao sétimo dragão desse jogo, o bagulho vai ficar pesado. Eita. Sendo bem sincero, ninguém mata o Sion se eles chegarem a 4 dragões de montanha.
Have to only want TP unless they can successfully sneak this away because River has ultimate. River is level 12.
They need to get there soon, though.
Humanoid sidestep there is clean. Flash from Kaiwing already gone. Equalizer across the backside. They have to burn it. They have to burn it quickly. Mad managed to take the Baron. Doggo now on the hunt. Maple on the hunt. El Yoyo alive for now. Dashing forward. Doggo with the Gale Force trying to reset. Leaping in. He's going to take down one. They're going to look for more. Humanoid off on the backside. He knows he has to turn back. Humanoid could collapse on the flank. It is a scrappy fight, and that is exactly what Mad Lions want. PSG trying to find the front line, trying to find the setup. It's Hanabi on the flank. The ulti in, but they're dashing aside, and he'll just hit the wall. Now in the midst of everything, but they're hitting it's not ideal, but still that's enough. They have enough damage to burn through Hanabi. Hanabi has to make it out of the fight. Humanoid off to the side. Carzzy in the midst of everything. Hanabi goes into zombie mode. He's trying to burn them down, but he just does not have the damage to do so. Humanoid leaping forward. Maple's all just does not do enough. Maple wants to finish the job, but the flash out is there, and they managed to get it. It's a triple for Carzzy. The fight for Mad Lions and the Baron to boot.
Mad Lions is
bela jogada do Carzzy. Que teamfight bonito, bem executado da Mad Lions. E mal executado da PSG. O Doggo parece que ele tá em outro time. O que não seria mentira, porque ele realmente está em outro time. Ele é da Beyond Gaming. Mas sim, o Doggo parece que não está em sinergia com o time, olha. Ali, eles entram, pô, entram a ult, beleza. Aqui era pro River recuar, né? Também recuar antes. Ok, mataram, beleza. Aí o Hanabi entra, na hora que o Hanabi entra, não vem o follow-up junto, sabe?
Yes, as the frontliner, you want to take damage, but if your carries are not hitting while you are taking damage, that is worthless. You are worthless in the exchange, and sadly for Hanabi, this was not his fight as Mad Lions just dissect his backline.
Yeah, Maple tries to take down Humanoid with the flash forwards to get the shutdown perhaps and deny the Baron buff, but Humanoid flashes the Q. He might have lived anyway, but Maple could have used W to follow up. Triple kill for Carzzy. They get the Baron. Dragon is up in 30 seconds as well. That's Dragon Soul for the side of Mad Lions, who are so far ahead at this point. Armut has TP if he wants to join mid, and Mad Lions have full setup right now.
Just look at that damage in the last team fight from Carzzy. That is wild. And now with the Baron power play, the Red Bull Baron power play, they're going to be able to get a lot of work done here. It's important to remember, though, that PSG's 5v5 is still incredible. Mad Lions still need to find fights like that. They are not far enough ahead that they can just hit PSG with their wallets. If Hanabi is frontlining while Doggo is free hitting, this will still be a difficult fight for Mad.
Yeah, Mad have the Baron buff, though, so they can push in these mid-waves so easily. Yes, Doggo has 3 items, but Humanoid's level 17.
Incredibly strong, pushing in with the culling, trying to guide the wave, but PSG willing to just tank these creeps. Maple willing to go to half health just to clear this one out, but that said, it's Mountain Soul, uncontested for Mad Lions with mid-wave in their favor.
Com a pressão do Barão, não tem nem o que falar.
That's really going to help Mad Lions against champions like Syndra, Tristana, Rumble. Lots of burst. That should help them out in the team fights a lot with that extra shield, and Mad Lions just kind of.
E você vê qual é a diferença, sabe? A Mad Lions ela sempre escolhe onde ela quer lutar, como ela quer lutar, quando ela quer lutar. Com isso eles conseguem essa vantagem de posicionamento e você não consegue encaixar aquela ult do Rumble perfeita. Eles ainda não encaixaram aquela teamfight perfeita e cada vez mais fica longe, fica mais difícil. Então assim,
for now, but there's more juicy backline targets. That said, the ultimate now coming in. Doggo forced out. Kaiwing, they're trying to buy space, but it's Humanoid off on the flank. Doggo forced to use the Gale Force away. Mad Lions not giving anything up. Hanabi is down. Kaiwing is down. The front line is gone for PSG. This should be a feast for Mad Lions. There was no one left to defend. The binding hits. Maple goes golden, buys a brief moment, but it simply cannot be enough. Equalizer down. Kaiser now going to be in trouble. He's burning, he's ticking, but the tower does not continue to hit. Doggo in the midst of enemy territory, forced to dash out, forced to get out. The culling coming down, River out. Mad Lions.
Mad Lions have a bot wave, they have a mid wave. 20 seconds on PSG, though. I think they're just going to get 2 inhibitors here, Dracos, and they're going to back off. It's not going to be the end of the game. They couldn't find more targets. River flashing away. And it was a good engage from PSG. Hanabi CC'd Carzzy for quite a long time, but there was no carries nearby.
PSG, just about 10k down. Mountain Soul stacked against them. 2 minutes to the Baron, 4.5. till the Elder Dragon spawns. Again, their composition built for team fighting. The gold deficit, though, now, while not insurmountable, feels just about that. The Mountain Soul, a lot of these more vulnerable members feel much less vulnerable. The bases of Sion feel much less big than they did in some of those first few fights. But maybe with perfect execution, PSG can come out on top. As we head into groups, if Mad win here, they'd be 2-0 up. PSG would get a chance to play them 2 more times. Certainly mental edge to Mad Lions in any games that follow if they manage to take both games here in the first stage.
Yeah, should be smooth sailing to clean this one out. Just push in top and look to threaten both the Nexus towers while also hitting onto the top tier 3. But the Baron spawning in a minute, they can also play it slow if they want to. Karzi sitting at 4 items, Arm with 3 items. So strong, all these carries of Mad Lions. These 4 range champions. It's so difficult for PSG to get on top of them.
Cara,
yes,
são
they have
80 de farm
arguably
atrás.
a better team fight in the sense that they have a lot of spells that can lock down Mad Lions. But if they kite away with the Black Shield and dodge away from these kind of stuns, these ultimates, they should be able to kite them out, and they have way more damage than PSG on paper. They're so far ahead, so they definitely have more damage, and they're going to push in top here. Justice top inhibitors left, and PSG might need to use Rumble here to clear out the wave if they want to defend this. I think Mad Lions might just
Só, eles precisam comprar a luta. Se eles não comprarem a luta em nenhum momento, já era.
Pushed up midway though, maybe they can find a fight here, but you can just see
Só
the
que ainda tem
individual
flash,
auto-attack
ainda tem
damage
muita
from Arma
coisa.
is so incredible. That's going to be a long-range ult though, connecting on a humanoid. Black Shield is there.
Nossa,
They're trying to get the
que
fight
ult
kicked
de
off, but
merda.
Kaiser's going to body block for the team. Lock into the Iron Star comes out. He buys a bit more space for them to work with. They're on the retreat now, respecting the
A ult
passive
do
from
Rumble foi
Hanabi. Mad
horrível.
Lions not looking to give anything up in the exchange.
Yeah, Mad Lions kiting back so well there. The ult comes out from Yona. They need to stop the siege because look at the waves in mid and bot. They have to start a fight and maybe stop Mad Lions' siege in the end. They end up losing Hanabi now. They have no frontline. Mad Lions can do whatever they want.
Humanoid with a sidestep. He's just moving in. He's just trying to find Predator. Going forward, El Yo-Yo gonna use the Predator to get into the back line. Humanoid doing so much damage, doing so much work on the entire team. Doggo trying to sidestep, but he just doesn't, maybe, does not have the damage. Just enough health coming back in for Humanoid on that back play. Doggo running to safety. He's gonna get taken down. Kai Wing, again, also vulnerable. Mad Lions moving up. They're breaking the base.
Jogaço da Mad Lions, jogo clean. Eles chegaram a tomar pressões ali que a gente achava que seria o fim do jogo, mas nada. Porra, jogaço da Mad Lions, jogaram clean, jogaram... Porra, fizeram a leitura do jogo do adversário do jeito correto e garantiram o primeiro lugar, né? 5-1 contra 4-2 da PSG. E assim se encerra o grupo do Brasil, tá? Amanhã a gente volta com a decisão do grupo da Cloud9, uma das equipes que mais apoia o Brasil no mundo. A gente já colocou eles para fora da fase de grupos uma vez. Em 2014, inclusive com o Team. Mas basicamente, cara, esses dois times já se classificaram. Por enquanto temos 4 times locados na próxima fase. Royal Never Give Up, Pentanet.gg, Mad Lions e PSG TALON. São as 4 equipes que estão travadas na próxima fase. Lembrando que é um grupo de 6 times. E para amanhã, meus amigos, para amanhã, vamos ver os horários das partidas para vocês. Temos esses times aqui que vão estar se enfrentando. A DFM já conseguiu tirar um jogo da C9 e conseguiu fazer um jogaço contra a Damwon. Quase ganharam. Se eles continuarem mantendo esse padrão de jogo, jogando fino, e a Cloud9 continuar jogando mal, porque a Cloud9 joga como se não tivesse top laner, e o Bleber tá claramente muito nervoso. Tipo assim, claramente mesmo. Você vê ele na expressão facial dele e na gameplay dele, você vê o quão nervoso ele tá. Então assim, é um jogo, começa assim no primeiro jogo do dia, já com um jogo muito complexo para C9, que é eles contra Damwon. Depois, DFM contra a Gillette Infinity, que vai ser um rematch. O primeiro jogo, a Gillette Infinity ganhou, foi mais agressiva, se eu não me engano. Depois, Damwon contra a Gillette Infinity, também isso daí eu já espero uma vitória clean da Damwon. Aí a Cloud9 vai ter a chance de ter um rematch contra a DFM e ganhar dessa vez, ou perder, né? Vai saber. E por último, Gillette Infinity contra Cloud9, para abalar os fundamentos do jogo de uma vez por todas. Aqui, ó, tá tudo misturado, tudo embolado, e a Damwon em primeiro. Eu espero particularmente uma vitória da Damwon em qualquer um dos jogos. A Damwon vencendo já. A Damwon tem tudo para sair que nem a Royal. Saiu 6-0 do grupo, tá? O único negócio da Damwon, diferente da Royal, é que a Royal ela é um time chinês e times chineses jogam mais agressivo, mais agro, mais pra cima, mais porradeiro. Enquanto times coreanos costumam jogar um jogo mais contido, mais calculado. Por conta disso, os jogos costumam se arrastar um pouco mais e o inimigo costuma pegar mais chances de retornar. Às vezes é um jogo muito frustrante, mas, né? Porque você vai tentar responder uma jogada, mas você acaba falhando miseravelmente. No geral, sendo bem sincero sobre esse grupo, a lógica é que a Cloud9 se acerte e pegue esse segundo lugar. Mas esse grupo está dando qualquer coisa menos a lógica. Porque a Cloud9 ganhou da Gillette Infinity suave. Aí, a Gillette Infinity ganhou da Detonation Focus Me suave. Aí a Detonation Focus Me ganhou da C9. E quase ganhou da Damwon, que ganhou dos outros 3 times sem suar. Dos outros 2 times sem suar. Então você fica... Pera aí, quem é mais forte que quem nessa desgraça? Então a gente não vai saber ainda. A gente só vai tirar essa tema amanhã. E estarei aqui com vocês a partir das 10 da manhã acompanhando todos os jogos. Todos os jogos. E é isso, guys. Compartilha a playlist, compartilha com a galera. Manda se inscrever no canal e fala: meu irmão, aqui é onde tem o conteúdo pica de LoL. E é isso, carai. Então, meus amigos, muitíssimo obrigado a todos vocês. E como sempre, GG e até logo.